Hi, everyone. I'm Alberto Cuellar. I'm CEO and co-founder at Tervi. Currently, I'm a real estate development and city planning master's candidate at MIT. And the problem that we're trying to solve with Tervi is in Latin America, particularly, there's over 40 million households in substandard conditions. And this figure is usually exacerbated by, there we go. This figure is usually exacerbated by the state in which social housing is usually delivered. So just in Colombia, to give you a sense of the market, over 70% of purchase homes are delivered completely unfinished. Last year, over 150,000 units delivered in these conditions. So the result is ultimately an incomplete system that imposes additional accessibility and financial barriers for low and mid-income homeowners to live more successfully and comfortably. Overall, and as maybe Rachel was mentioning before, home improvement and renovations are usually a nightmare, right? So it's expensive, it's extended. There's a lot of informality in Latin America. Usually, these renovations are normally done by what we call maestros in Latin America. And if your cousin is not a contractor or an architect, you're going to have a hard time to find someone to do it. So it's pretty much inaccessible. So with Tervi, we are trying to bridge this gap by providing through a one-stop shop platform, design, financing, and construction services for these homeowners to ultimately enhance and improve their substandard units. So ultimately, we transform this incomplete system into a streamlined solution by providing homeowners everything that they need for their renovation in one single spot. So we are an early stage startup, maybe not as advanced as other startups you'll see today, but we already have an MVP. And we basically through this MVP, because these units are generally very standard with basic specs of the units, such as area and space designation, we show different budget kits to our customers, depending on the budget that they have. And depending on that budget, we show them different alternatives for their design, right? So if they have a short budget, maybe a limited design. So we play with materials and budget to assess the homeowner on the renovation that really fits what the homeowner wants. And then through the platform, we pair homeowners with lenders if they need to finance a job, because a lot of them usually lack the cash flow to be able to pay for their renovation, right? Finally, we have a network of subcontractors, and we supervise the job of these subcontractors. Generally, we're seeing 6 to 8 weeks in these renovations, but ultimately our goal to dignify more the spaces in which these families live, right? So right now we've been partnering with a lot of developers in the region, so local developers that deliver the units in these conditions. So we kind of piggyback on their sales force and offer our services through their sales groups. So that's a big strategic partnership that we've been working on, and we think we should continue to develop. We've already completed 38 units. We are seeing a high flow of input of customers using the platform to quote their finishes. And we already have some agreements with these lenders, as I was mentioning, and with developers and with some lenders also. And our ask today, well, as I was mentioning, any type of industry leader in Latin America around the housing industry, construction, developers, contractors, providers, lenders, mortgages. We're also starting to look into pairing with mortgage providers to actually extend the loan of the mortgage to be able to provide customers a renovation. So it's a very niche specific solution that we're working on, but hopefully maybe someone here in the community resonates with this. And thank you for hearing us, and excited to be here.
Thank you, Alberto. Great. So you mentioned scaling. So how do you control quality and other steps in the process as you look to scale?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we call them like construction supervisors. So because we're partnering with developers, we usually try to do bulks of units in one single project, and that enables us to do economies of scale. So instead of having hundreds of these supervisors scattered across the city, you can have one supervisor in a project that has 200 units. So that's how we are trying to keep quality standards.
Okay, and why would you say the units are being delivered unfinished, and that's where you can step in?
So it's almost like a market externality. Usually these units in Latin America, the government caps the price at which they can sell these units. So when the developer underwrites a project, he needs to cut costs somewhere. So he delivers a unit, the bare minimum to actually, technically, you're supposed to be able to live there, which really not, but it's kind of a market externality that has led to the situation.
Okay, let's see. Do you have any stats on customer satisfaction, for example?
Well, so far the 38 customers that we've worked with, super satisfied, streamlined process, way easier than it used to be. People finding everything that they need in a single stop, in a single platform has been really appreciated. Yeah.